And I have joining me live in the studio already seated Mr. Okpe George, who is the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget at Lagos State. Honorable Commissioner, thank you very much for being on our show.
Thank you, Tolu. Good afternoon.
Yes,
thank you for having me.
It's good to have you here. Yes,
you.
a brief analysis of the spending plan, and I'm sure you saw that there. But I think we should start with the 1.052 trillion naira that has been allocated for infrastructure development. This is huge. What should Lagosians be expecting with this new spending plan?
Okay, so thank you, and Happy New Year. I haven't seen you this year.
Yes,
so
Happy New Year.
Nice to see you. Okay, so for us, as you rightly mentioned, the budget of 3.367 trillion. We're looking at the fact that we need to continuously enhance our infrastructure. So there are various key elements to the budget. The budget looks at infrastructure, it looks at environment, health, housing, But just to sort of give you a little bit of a detail of highlights. So with the infrastructure, we have various infrastructural projects. So we're looking at continuously ramping up the Appropriation Link Bridge.
Okay.
We're looking at also our transportation networks, enhancing our transportation infrastructure, our health. We have various projects at various stages of completion. And just to sort of make sure that it's tagged the budget of sustainability, so we're trying to ensure that this year we can sort of ramp up and complete projects that we have. I mean, to give you some highlights, in transportation sector, for instance, now, we have the blue line and the red line running. We have, we're carrying close to 25,000 passengers daily on the blue line. Since September 2023, we've carried over 4 million passengers on the rail line. We have close to 5 million Lagosians who have the Cowrie card. With our housing, we're looking to aggressively this year ramp up our housing stock by over 2,000 units over various parts of the state in collaboration with also private sector. Within our education sector, for instance, we've done quite a bit. We've rehabilitated and completed over 800 classrooms. We currently have about 282 in various stages of completion now as we speak. I believe we've provided over 1,500 dormitories and boarding houses for secondary schools, which we've handed over. So there's a lot going on in the agribusiness. We have a lot we've done, agripreneurship. We've trained quite a lot of people. So, this budget is a sustainability budget where we're trying to continuously ramp up what we've done and ensure that we can sort of push it across the line.
That sounds good. The budget size increased from 2.4 trillion naira in 2024, and now we're talking about 3.367 trillion naira. What are the key drivers of this increase?
Okay, so again, the key drivers are continuously ensuring that we can sort of ramp up and keep up with the infrastructure challenge and infrastructure growth of the state. As a state, we're a pioneer state. We try to lead by example. We need to ensure that in terms of our infrastructure, we're always top notch. I said we have the rail lines which we're looking at. We have to ensure that our environmental sustainability is key. So in terms of making sure new drainage channels are being built, we're continuously evacuating the current drainage channels. We have quite a lot of other infrastructure. The Massey Street Children's Hospital we're building.
I see that on the express.
It is at an advanced stage of completion. We have the food and logistics hub as well, which we're building. We have the K2, the hospitals in the psychiatric hospital as well we're building. So there's a lot going on. And, as a state, we need to ensure that, the electricity bill as well is something I think is very important and something that I think is a game changer for us. We're domesticating it and we're ensuring that, we've set up all the regulatory requirements and the environment. The bill has been signed. We have a functioning law. So we're ramping up and ensuring that this year we can kick off and ensure that we can start to be able to provide electricity for our citizens in Lagos. So there's a lot going on.
Really a lot going on. Back to the budget estimate, total revenue of 2.98 trillion. I also did that in my breakdown there, seeing how you intend to generate this funds and all of that, and leaving a deficit of about 398 billion naira. Now, how do you as a government intend to fund this deficit without overburdening the state? We don't want more taxes.
No, so you see, it's a very good question, and one thing I'd say is that, as a state, I think, I think we do very well, very proud of the fact that as a state, our sustainability levels are very good. Now, the World Bank has a 30% debt sustainability level. We are currently sub 20 or 20, so we're doing quite well in terms of our sustainability. And I think it's also important for me to also point out that I think to commend our LRS and our tax and revenue services and indeed the Ministry of Finance. So I believe in 2024, we crossed the 1 trillion naira mark in terms of being able to generate revenue that came in from IGR. So I think that in itself shows that, Mr. Governor continuously pushes us and ensures that he raises the bar and we continuously meet it and keep upping the bar. So in terms of that, I think our sustainability levels are good, and I think our revenue generation potential has been very good. And I think with the input of technology and also being able to sort of push our MDAs a bit further to ensure that they can sort of generate a lot more revenue without overburdening the citizens with tax, I think we're in a good position.
It sounds really, really good. Budget of sustainability. Again, why that word sustainability, and what should Lagosians really expect when you talk about sustainability? How will it impact us individually? Well,
I think the key word, sustainability. So we need to ensure that, as a state, we don't like to leave things unfinished. So, the key is for us to continuously start projects and programs and continuously build on it and ensure that we can keep going and we can finish it. So it's sustainability in the sense that we're now in a position now where we need to sort of complete on our major infrastructural projects and ensure that, we can then start to deliver. We have the rail lines running. We're looking at the possibility of further rail lines coming in. Studies are advanced, going from places like Marina to Lekki Free Trade Zone. That in itself is a huge corridor. The Lekki-Ekpe corridor is one of the fastest growing corridors in West Africa. You have the airport coming in there, you have the deep sea port there, you have the free trade zone. So ensuring that we can sort of also take transportation network and links to that area as well is key. And I think it will just open up, continuously open up the city and the state. I think for us, even if you take into account, just what happened over the last couple of months in December, where, Lagos is now a destination. You find that even as we speak now, planning has already started for December.
That's key.
Because, you need to ensure that hotel rooms, occupancies, we have a lot more hotel rooms, we have a lot more. So there's a lot going on. And, I think finally, we're beginning to sort of tap and turn the corner and show and fulfill on our potential to say, Lagos is it's not just about the numbers and the figures, but also it's now a premier destination. And, people can come to Lagos and ensure that their business is safe, they can do business, they can have good recreational facilities, So I think we're finally getting there.
It sounds really interesting, looking at economic diversification to food security. I think a lot is going on in the agri space too in Lagos. Can we touch on that?
Yes, agri is key. Now, agri and social protection for us in Lagos are key factors and key elements. So with the agri space, there's a lot of training in terms of agripreneurship programs that have happened. The continuous interventions in the food market, the Onja Eco, is something that is also key. And I think the food and logistics hub as well is also very important. And then with that, we find that apart from the major food and logistics hub we have, we're also having middle markets to ensure that the food is taken closer to the people. And then it's also because the challenge we've had in Lagos is with our agric and with our food production is wastage and is storage. So transportation, logistics, and storage is key. So with the food and logistics hub, once it's set up and fully completed, you'd find that would cut out wastage, and we can then effectively be able to sort of transport our food produces to various parts of the state effectively.
Almost finally, you've answered almost all my questions, really. Governance and institutional reforms is something that also I see that a lot of work will be going on. Lagos new data center project, tech, and all of that. How much more should we be expecting around that?
I think it's continuously changing and it's continuously evolving. So, as we move forward, we're always in the age of something new. So now we're in the age of AI, so we need to ensure that as a state, we're constantly at level or ahead of the curve. So we ensure that, we don't leave anything behind. So investment in innovation is quite key. We have LASRIC. We also have our Innovation and Technology Ministry, which continuously pushes the bar. We have a lot of people we train. We have the KITE Institute in Yaba, which is knowledge and technology transfer. So there's a lot going on. So I think every part of the economy comes together to fuse and ensure that as Lagos, we keep moving forward.
Lagosians have a role to play in all of this, as we always have a role to play to support government. So what would you be expecting also from Lagosians?
I think with Lagosians, it's I always ask that, we try and do our best. We can't always do everything, but as Mr. Governor says, even if you don't like our face, you must at least give us credit for what we do. So I think for Lagosians, we need to be able to ensure that, we continuously deliver as a government to Lagosians. So infrastructure is key. We'll continuously ramp up our infrastructure, our healthcare, our security, and education. So I think those are just key elements to ensure that we can continuously give Lagosians the service they rightly deserve.
Let's wrap up with implementation. What level? I think last year's budget about 87% to 90%.
Yes. So last year, so as a state, consistently we always go from 75 to 85% in terms of our budget performance. Last year we did a revenue performance surpassed 100%.
Wow.
So for us, that's something, as I pointed out earlier, we're very proud of with LIRS, our tax, revenue, Ministry of Finance, and revenue generation. So we're very happy with that. Now this year we're hoping as well we can keep it going. We can also ensure that we sort of hit the 80 to 90% mark. In terms of our capital to recurrent ratio, it's very good. We ensure that our capital to recurrent is always higher. So that also shows that we continuously push the bar and reduce the cost of governance as well.
Well, let's see how it goes, and we hope to have you in to do some little of evaluation, monitoring as you carry on with this spending plan.
I'll be happy to come in.
Thank you so much, Mr. Okwe George, Commissioner Economic Planning and Budget, Lagos State. It's really nice having you in the studio to break this down.
Thank you very much.
All right, then. Well, let's take a break.